Welcome to Makers and Breakers. I'm not a professional, I'm just a dad trying to make some cool stuff and fix things that break around our house. So for our candle holder, we got a 4x4 board here that we're gonna make the candle holder out of, and we're gonna mark this at 8 inches right here, and I'm gonna take my speed square so there's our mark, and now we're gonna go cut it on the miter saw. So we have our 8-inch block cut down now. This is going to be kind of our basic shape of what we're going to use for the candle holder. Next step will be to find the center up here, and then we're going to drill a 1.5-inch hole in with a Forster bit, and then we get into the designing it and sanding it and all that. It's going to look great by the time we're done. So right now I am just finding the center of this 4x4 so I can drill the hole directly in the center, which I think I did. Alright, next I have my 1.5-inch Forster bit, and I'm just going to drill a hole about 3/4 of an inch down, and that's going to be the basis where the candle is going to drop right into. And there's our hole. I'm going to start sanding with my DA sander with 80 grit sandpaper just to get the rough edges off of it, and then we're going to continue to sand with 120 and 220 grit sandpaper as well. Oh, whenever you're doing any kind of sanding, it's really important that you wear a dust mask, especially if you have allergies like I do. The lower the grade the sandpaper, the more it's going to dig into the wood and the material. So I start with 80 grit because like that really gets down the rough edges and smooths everything out really well. And then when you move up to 120, it puts the sanding marks get a little finer, and then when you go up to 220 also, it kind of smooths everything out because you want everything to look smooth and nice and professional. And that's how you Boo. Alright, so I'm going to do a special design on this, and so before I start that design, I'm going to find the center. So I just did a light pencil mark down the center because I don't necessarily want this pencil mark to stay once I start doing my design and everything, and we've already sanded it. So anyways, found the center, now I can start with my design. So I've sketched out my design on our candle holder block here, just lightly with pencil, and I'm going to use my Dremel here to kind of outline everything so we get kind of a 3-dimensional and 2-color pattern on it. So let's get started. So I wanted to build this candle holder and kind of make it a memorial to Kobe Bryant for a couple of different reasons. Basketball was always very important to me growing up. I grew up a Lakers fan here in Southern California, and I remember even as a young kid, basketball became a great way to escape and deal with my own problems in life. And so through playing basketball, I also became a huge Lakers fan, and Kobe Bryant made such an impact on the Lakers organization and all of basketball with the way that he was determined and focused and had this never say die attitude, the way that he took onto the game, which I always found very inspiring as well for me as an individual as well. I wanted to make this candle holder in the colors of black and gold also because the Mamba sports facility is here in our town as well. And our town high school's colors is also black and gold. And so my hope is when I'm done with this candle holders, be able to take it down to the memorial there at the Mamba training facility. And it's just something that I feel like I could do to give to our community in this whole healing process, because everyone is deeply affected by the loss of Kobe Bryant and all those that were lost in that accident as well. So I just finished spraying what I think will be the final coat of the paint on our candle holder here. I went against my own grain and I read the instructions, and it said let it sit for 20 minutes. So I'm gonna let it sit and dry for 20 minutes, and then we're gonna finish up with the yellow lettering on the numbers. I mean gold, Laker gold for the numbers, for sure. After this cured, I noticed that there was some bubbling of the paint, just a tiny bit of a run, so I'm gonna go ahead and wet sand the front of this a little bit to fine tune it a little more. So I just got some 800 grit sandpaper and a bucket with just a little bit of water. You wanna help? Alright, see, wet sanding is so easy, even an 8-year-old can do it. Alright, you're just gonna rub this back and forth.
I've never sanded anything before.
Oh. First time for him?
There's paint on my hand.
It's okay, you can wash your hands off in
Why wet sanding?
So the wet sanding kind of smooths everything out, but since it's such a high grit sandpaper, it doesn't take away too much of the material. We'll probably end up spraying it with another coat, but this is very light and very smooth, so we don't lose a lot of the work that we've already put into it. So it looks like we've almost gotten it out. There's just a little bit of a run right there that we're going to smooth this out just a little bit more.
It does feel smooth.
Does it feel
Well, except for the carved out number.
Yeah, that's true. After wet sanding it, we've gotten rid of all those bumps and all those high spots that probably happened because it got really hot. I know it's surprising, living in Southern California, it was 80 degrees yesterday and it's now February. So anyways, but now it's ready. I think I'll hit this again with another coat of spray paint, and then after that dries, we'll get into doing the lettering. There's a ton of different ways that you could take this 4x4 block of wood and make a candle holder. This is a picture of one that I did for someone over Christmas, and instead of doing one candle, I kind of cut 4 at different sizes and stained it. So there's plenty of different options that you could use. I went ahead and I painted it, and it actually didn't turn out exactly the way that I thought it would. But after I wet sanded it, I kind of like the distressed look of it going into the grooves. I think if I had to do this project again, I would probably try to do an ink transfer or try to smooth out the grooves a little bit more. But overall, I'm pretty happy, and I can't wait to get this down to the Mamba sports facility and set it out for the memorial. So it was a good learning experience, and it was a lot of fun, and I can't wait for the next project.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Damn, who knew? All the planes we flew, good things we've been through. That I'll be standing right here talking to you about another path. I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last.